2nd. You can look them up on Eventbrite under Philly Kids Jamboree 2021. There'll be vendors, carnivals, games, obstacle courses, a live show, bounce houses, popcorn, cotton candy. It'll take place on 50th and Lancaster and 5049 Lancaster Avenue and major events. So make sure y'all come on out and bring the children out. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Music by DJ Diamond Cuts. Yeah, so this looks like it's going to be popping. I know this flyer is nice. So make sure y'all tune in and tap in with them. We have a scorcher today. It's so hot. Like, it's like, yo.
Mountain status today.
I was coming out the house and the heat just was like, yeah, you don't need to breathe today.
Yeah.
I was like,
Y'all
what
good on
is this? Like,
I see somebody outside smoking with a cigarette. I was like, please, man, put that out. She's like, you right.
Wait, hold up, though. You talk about the cigarette. I was going to the store. I'm coming out the store. This lady going in with these long, you know, like the knee-high socks. Mm-hmm. But like the thick ones you wear in the wintertime. And I'm like, miss, not the socks. I didn't. It was just like, it came out. I was like, I can't believe I said that. But I couldn't believe I said that. Because
the weather is forcing us to love ourselves today.
Yes. Like, why with the socks? I don't understand why my phone does this. Anyway. Alright, so we're here with Sunshine Monié. And today we are talking about the Cosmic Nobodies Convention. And we're here with the host, the curator, the one who put it all together. So tell us what the Cosmic Nobodies Convention is.
The Cosmic Nobodies Convention is an event. It's an award show that's for us, by us. A lot of us as artists, we aspire to win awards and give our thank you speeches, etc., etc. And so our mission statement here is to provide that opportunity for our artists, as we are well aware of the racism and classism in Hollywood, and we don't have to be a part of that to be awarded for the things that we do. A lot of our artists this past year, especially since quarantine and everything that has occurred, you know, we've been putting in 1,000%, whether it's in our music, books, podcasts, etc., etc. And so it's only right that we award each other for the hard work we've been putting in. I have a nice lineup of events happening on that day. We have some great live performances. I have individuals coming all the way from VA to perform. We got Big Free, we have Crown 11, Johnny Nobody. We just have like a nice eclectic of performances. In addition to that, we'll be kicking off our Flatter Battle League on that day.
I'm excited for that.
I'm excited for that too. That's a little different. It is a battle league that we are starting, and instead of insulting each other and having bars of aggression and violence, I want us to be more intentional, and the competition is to uplift one another and say complimentary things for one another. This is a long-term business opportunity for my creators, any writers that are good at writing scripts, because we are taking a WWE approach to this. When y'all get into business paperwork, yes.
What's the WWE approach?
Winners get a cash prize, and they also win a belt. We'll be going back and forth between, you know, who wins the belt. We'll be having our main events the last Fridays of the month. I've been taking notes from Vince McMahon. He is a very intelligent businessman. So this is a long-term, yes, I've been taking notes. On a business level, that man is very intelligent. So for those artists that are interested, this is a long-term opportunity for our performing artists.
Okay, it sounds so exciting. I know I'm super excited. I'm supposed to be there interviewing you guys, so make sure y'all ready, okay?
Yes, and it's definitely a dress to impress event.
Yeah,
we'll be
I was
on the
about
gold
to
carpet.
say it. Listen,
yes.
Come with me, because I'm looking for my outfit now. I know I definitely got to get another nose ring. My little sister lost mine.
Oh, no.
Yes. Like, I'm like, yo, how you even get it? Like, all right, so who do you have any, like, you know, the foundation of the Cosmic Nobodies Convention? Like, you know, what inspired you to put it together? What inspired you to start it?
Actually, it was an individual that brought the idea to my table. This person, he owns Cosmic Vision Jewelry. Shouts to Old Safu in St. Louis. He came to my table and was saying how, you know, he just had this idea of having an award show. And I kind of just went off from there. I started spiraling from there as far as the details go and everything like that. So that's why it's called Cosmic Nobodies, because it's a combination of his company, which is Cosmic Vision Jewelry, and my company, which is Les Nobodies Business.
All right, that's cool. So tell us a little bit, before we get really dug into the Cosmic Nobodies convention, let's dig into Sunshine. Who is Sunshine Monié? If you had to describe yourself, who would you say you are? Because I know how I portray you and, how I feel about you. But, like, who do you say you are?
Sunshine Monié is a giver. I'm just a vibe of giving, trying to give and teach others how to give without expectation. I'm an eclectic of things. I'm light and I'm shadow because I don't take no stuff. We on the radio, I don't take no stuff. But I don't know, who am I? I don't like to talk about myself in that way. That's such a good question, because like, I walk into a room, people don't know half the stuff I do because I don't like talking about myself.
Facts.
But yeah, I'm just a giver. I don't stop. I don't move. I'm on a mission, and I'm not totally in control of everything that's going on up here. Like, there's somebody in control up here that's telling me that I'm on a mission, and I don't sleep well until it's done. So.
Okay, so speaking of missions, I know that you own many different businesses. You do a lot. So tell us a little bit about the different things that you have going on.
I'm an event coordinator. I do a number of events, and my events are more towards education, whether it be educating each other by financial things. I also have my hands in Forex, financial education. I'm a gold dealer, and I also educate people on stocks, trades, and bonds. In addition to that, I also am an educator. I come from a teaching background. I homeschool my children. I help other people create like curriculums for their children to educate their kids. I'm a jeweler. I make healing jewelry. In that journey of making healing jewelry, I'm educating people about crystals and metals and herbs. I am an herbal healer. I do have my certification in herbal studies. I'm also a therapist. I have art therapy classes. I do one-on-one counseling sessions. I'm a natal tarot reader. I do a planetary forecast where I talk about where the planets are every season. See, this is why I don't like talking about myself. I make music. I'm also a video editor. I make visual graphics. I just do whatever I'm called to do. Like, that's where I'm at.
A serial mompreneur. Like, that's what I like to call myself, and she is definitely the definition as a serial mompreneur.
Thank you.
So how are the boys doing?
The boys are great.
I know somebody just had a birthday, right?
Yes, my oldest, my Leo, he's had his 15th year around the sun. And I'm very happy to see the individual that he's growing into be. Very, very proud.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's decent. So, the Cosmic Nobodies Convention. Tell us where it is, what time, give us all the details, how they can contact you. If an artist is interested, say if I'm just a person that's, dumb to it, I'm just hearing about it, and, I want to know about it. Give us the rundown about how we can find out about the Cosmic Nobodies Convention.
Okay, well, if you find me on Instagram under Sunshine Monié, that's Sunshine MONIE, that's on all social media platforms. Come to me and I'll give you details. The event is on August 30th. It's from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Like I said, it's an eclectic of events, so you can come in and out of the venue as you please. There's always something different going on. It's a gold carpet event, like I said. In the beginning of the event, we'll have our podcasters on the gold carpet, our interviewers, our photographers, videographers, to interview all of you that walk the gold carpet, because all of you are special. And we all want to know about all of you guys. And it will be a televised event, as we will have professional videographers on the carpet, and this will be edited, and this will be out and about for other people to see you walk and be interviewed, etc. This event is listed also on Eventbrite. If you go on Eventbrite and you type in Cosmic Nobodies Convention and spell Cosmic and Convention with the letter K, it should pop up. Like I said, it's August 30th. That's the event. That's how it should pop up. And you guys also can get information on lesnobodiescollection.com. You can find Les Nobodies on Facebook. The information is there as well. Did I answer all the questions?
Yeah, I think you did pretty good.
Okay.
I think they got it. I think they get it, you know. So make sure y'all tune in, tap in, and follow Sunshine Monié. That's Monie on Instagram. Are you on Facebook as well?
Yeah, same thing. Sunshine Monié.
Okay, yeah. So make sure y'all tune in with her and find out about this Cosmic Nobodies convention. I was honored when she asked me to do the interview, so y'all already know it's going to be lit, okay? I'm coming with questions, too. So yes. I do need a list of the people that I'm going to be interviewing. Do you have a list of, like, the people I'm going to be interviewing?
I do have a list.
Everybody as they come in?
And you can also ask people as they come in, but okay. I do have a list.
Yeah, so if you give me that list so I can check everybody out, do my own little studies, and, you know, so I know what questions to ask who, because I'm coming, okay?
Okay. And if y'all interested, y'all could contact Sophia and say, hey, I'm walking to get the gold carpet. Can you do my interview?
Yes,
et cetera.
Yeah.
Like,
we here.
It's all about alignment.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm super excited about the Cosmic Nobodies convention.
Yes, we will definitely have P&P photography at the event.
Hey, that's lit. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you join us on Talk Happy Radio. We're live at 5 each and every Thursday.
Yes.
So next, let's tap back into these businesses and stuff like that you have going on. Out of all your businesses, what is your most, let's say, your most beloved business? You know,
my most beloved business. I love all my babies.
Right.
That's like telling me which kid is my favorite.
So what's your first business? What is the first one that you started off?
The first one I ever did would have to be the music, because I've been doing that since I was like 8 or 9.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but this is my first time actually like putting things out and sharing it with the world. I usually just record my music and it just be what I play in my car to myself.
Right.
But now I'm like sharing it with you guys, and I'm glad that I waited to share it, because my first music was low vibrational. So I guess in due time.
What you mean low vibrational?
I talked about this before. When I first came out with music, my music was very aggressive. It was violent.
Okay,
I was robbing people. I was doing all this crazy stuff. I never did any of that stuff in real life.
Yeah.
But in my music, I was doing all of that. I don't know who I thought I was. So it's good that the universe was like, nah, we're gonna mess up all your studio time, all your mixtapes and all that until you get your lyrics right. And that's what happened.
Oh man,
God had a plan for me.
Yes, like that is too funny, yo. That's too funny. So when did you start making jewelry?
I started making jewelry about 8-9 years ago. I had my second son, and so the city kind of did me dirty. I was working for the city, and I was supposed to be on maternity leave, but like a month or so before my maternity leave, I got laid off. Oh, wow. So I was like, oh wow, y'all cold out here in these streets. Right. So when my first son was sick, he was vaccine injured when he was 2. I had went through all this knowledge of herbal studies and stones and things like that. So I already had like the knowledge. But with my second son and being stuck at home and I don't like to sit still, I'm like, oh no, Nika gotta make her own money, because I don't like this. This make my skin itch. I don't like none of this.
Heavy on the ghetto.
Yeah, heavy on the ghetto. I'm sorry. Like, I tip my head off to stay at home moms. I love
it for years. So
yeah, I can't do it. I can't stay at home. Now, if my kids can be on a little wraparound thing on my body while I'm out and about, yeah, I'm with it. But staying at home, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Yeah, I don't want that either. First of all, y'all gotta be walking.
You gotta walk.
I'm not carrying you around. We not about to do this.
Right. But staying at home with him, I was like, yeah, no, I gotta do something. So then that's when the jewelry started. So I've been doing this for a good 9-10 years.
Okay, all right, cool. So, yeah, while we were talking about her music, I went on and I pulled something up. So this clean, right? All this clean, right?
Yes, everything's clean.
So
the only thing that's not is the juju music.
Right, I already knew that. I'm like, yeah, we not going.
But y'all check out juju music for the gentrifiers. If y'all want, y'all channel on. Let's get this popping.
Period. Okay. That's my joint. All right, so we're going to listen to Transformations by Sunshine Monié real quick.
mission. I have ambition. I am consistent. People don't cross me without my permission. My journey is no competition. I am grateful for all I've been given. I am unique. I am complete. I am everything that I wish to see. I can create my own reality. I am the best me that I can be. I am manifestation. I am present and patient. I am confident. I am opulent. I am grateful for greatness. I am confident. I am the consequence of God's love for creation. I am competent. I am proud of it. I am courageous. I am happiness. My energy is contagious. I'm a champion. Take it and embrace it. I am another queen in the making. I am here to succeed with determination. I have a positive idea. I am so grateful, so blessed. I am the one I can call upon. I am my own lucky charm. I am intentional. I am the sun. I am original. I am the one. I have a purpose for my existence. I will not stop till I reach my mission. I am intentional. I am the sun. I am original. I am the one. I have a purpose for my existence. I will not stop till I reach my mission. I am intentional. I am intentional. Yes, I'm invincible. I am intentional. I am intentional. Nothing that I'm inevitable. I am intentional. I am intentional. I'm multi-dimensional. I am intentional. I am intentional. I am essential. I am intentional. Already won. I am in love. Who I become. I am everything I envision. Always with positive intentions. I am unique. I am complete. Everything that I want, I can receive. I'm in control of my own self-esteem. I create my own reality. I control my vibrations. I am pleasant and patient. I am dominant. I am opulent. I am destined for greatness. I am competent. I am confident. I am courageous. Yes, I am vivacious. My energy is contagious. I am intentional. I am unique. I am original. I am complete. I am everything I envision. I'm the one I need on my mission. I have a positive idea. I am so grateful, so blessed. I am the one I can call upon. I am my own lucky charm. I am intentional. I am the sun. I am original. I am the one. I have a purpose for my existence. I will not stop till I reach my mission. I am intentional. I am the sun. I am original. I am the one. I have a purpose for my existence. I will not stop till I reach my mission. I am intentional. I am intentional. Yes, I'm invincible. I am intentional. I am intentional. Nothing that I'm inevitable. I am intentional. I am intentional. I'm multi-dimensional. I am intentional. I am intentional. I am essential. I am intentional. Already won. I am in love with who I become. Hey. Hey. I am intentional. I am unique. I am original. I am complete. Hey. I control my vibrations. Hey. I am present and patient. I am confident. I am opulent. I am destined for greatness. I am manifestation. I control my vibrations. I am confident. I am competent. I am destined for greatness. I am intentional. 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 I am intentional.
Is that Miles at the end?
Mm-hmm. I got Zeke in the hook, but we had to turn him down because my baby ain't got no rhythm. So we couldn't keep him too loud on the beat.
Yeah, that's too
both my sons is on the track.
No, that's too funny.
But I did that so I could put my sons on the music, and now my sons own rights to that song. And you gotta play that game and make sure you put your stuff in your baby's name so they get your stuff.
Facts. We ain't ready to dig all into all that.
Our parents was out here putting PSC and G in our names. The least we could do is put a song in their name.
Right. I'm so happy though. Like my mom actually didn't do that. My mom did not get no, all this stuff in my
with
name.
bad credit.
Hey, no. Like what is credit? You at 18? Like wait, what is credit? And how's it
bad already? I didn't even do nothing yet.
I didn't do nothing. Like how?
All my friends had credit cards. I was over here like.
Right.
I got bad credit already. I didn't even get a chance to fuck my own shit up.
Yo, you play too much. Alright, so yes, that was Transformations by Sunshine Monié. True ID says she giving Jules no kizzy. Yes, make sure you tune in. Pretty soon we're gonna be opening the phone lines up so y'all can call in and talk heavy with us. I was about to curse. We all gonna talk heavy with us.
I'm trying.
So anyway, all right, y'all. Make sure y'all staying cool out there. Make sure y'all drinking plenty of water, okay?
Yes.
Because it is hot. Like, it's not even funny. Like,
Eat some
your air
watermelon.
supply. Yes, watermelon.
Eat
Yes,
some watermelon.
fruit period. Fruit period.
Yeah.
But watermelon is literally water.
Don't drink no soda today. Today's not the day for
it's not
soda.
the day,
Stop playing
'cause
with
it's gonna make
yourself.
you thirsty. Like,
It's gonna mess your
all that
stomach up.
sugar,
You about to be
yes.
messed up. It's not the day.
Yeah, it's too hot. It's too hot for food. It's one of those days. It's just too hot for food.
Yeah, just eat
You
some
just
fruit.
want liquids and some fruit or something like
Listen
that.
to your body. Don't force that burger down, girl.
Yes.
Don't force it.
Like
You don't want
force
some
that
French
burger
fries.
down.
Don't force it. Don't even waste your money.
Yo, I can't, like, for real. So shout out to Philly Kids Jamboree. Make sure y'all tap in with them on Sunday, August 22nd. I believe it's from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. at major events. Yep, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. at major events on 50th and Lancaster, 5049 Lancaster Avenue. There will be vendors, carnivals, games, obstacle courses. Check them out on Eventbrite under Philly Kids Jamboree 2021. So, you already know we couldn't get into this. First of all, let's talk about the art therapy sessions that you just recently started. How is that going?
Oh, I enjoy it. I love
know
it.
you do. I know you do, because she's so creative, like, on so many levels. So I know you're enjoying it. Now, how do you feel about, like, you know, the art therapy, you know, and more people participating and utilizing that as a gateway as far as, you know, the whole violence and everything that's going on?
I think that it's helping people become more intentional with their art, because my approach is a little different. I'm not a fan of learned helplessness. I'm sorry. I'm letting y'all know right now. I don't have a tolerance for it. It's a trigger to me. And that's what a lot of our artistic expression is coming out of. Learned helplessness and struggling and things like that. And we are not being fully aware of the fact that, yes, these things do exist, but you're giving energy to them to continue to exist.
Right.
So we have to redirect that energy. A lot of us like to make struggle music. We like to make struggle art. That's what I call it, and that's not conducive to what we need to do to grow out of this as a unit. So my different approach to things has brought a lot of light to people's expression. As far as, instead of speaking about the things that you don't want, shed light on the things that you do want, or that you want more of. And that's really what my art therapy has been heavily, like, concentrated on. And it's just been really effective. People are starting to realize things about themselves. They're starting to have, like, better conversations with themselves and other people, because there's, like, a better understanding there now. Because the more you learn about yourself, the easier it is to be able to understand someone else. And those, like, traits that we like to call, oh, that's a narcissist, or oh, that person's toxic, da-da-da. But you don't take the time to understand people on their level to stop utilizing those words, because those words are not conducive to us either.
Right, I agree. So yes, I feel like the art therapy is, you know, it's becoming a little more popular, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's a really good way to express yourself, you know what I'm saying? I've been seeing, like, you know, a lot more people tuning in and, you know, coming out and participating in these different art therapy events. They have a lot of different crafts and stuff going on, and I be so upset sometimes because I can't make it out. And I'm like, you know, I'm creative. I love doing stuff like that. Be all kinds of arts and crafts and just being expressive and expressing yourself. So I'm all for it, you know what I'm saying? Sadly, unfortunately, you know, we have the open mic here every Thursday, but we had to, you know, cancel it today because, for one, the heat, and due to these new COVID restrictions. It's like, you know, it's really, you know, sickening or whatever. And we do work with, you know, our older generation. So, you know, they're very, you know, tight on the COVID restrictions and stuff like that. So due to the heat, we were supposed to be outside, but it's too hot. You can't even breathe out there, June. And COVID restrictions is not going to allow us to be inside. So we will be picking up. So make sure y'all stay tuned and y'all tap into Delicacy of Expressions open mic. So let's talk about these COVID restrictions. Because I know you got a mouthful about this whole, like, you know. First and foremost, let's be clear. We're both anti-vaxxers, safe to say. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, y'all.
Let's be clear on that, okay? We're not getting vaccinated, and our children are not either. You know what I'm saying? Do respect our opinion. We are open and respecting of your opinion, and we will be opening the phone lines soon. But I'm gonna let that respectful of our opinions sit in with y'all because you know y'all be on go like, oh, you don't want to vaccinate, you want to die. What? How did we get there?
Right, I don't know how we got there.
Like, it just be on from 0 to 1,000 real quick when you you know, you believe different or you operate, you know, as yourself, really. You know what I'm saying? And you got a head on your shoulders and you got mind and, you know, you have intelligence and you use that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a problem for a lot of people. Can you hit that over here? Yeah, so that's a big issue for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are like, you know, they're dummies in this game. You know what I'm saying? They just following what's on the news and, you know, what everybody is saying and what's on social media and stuff like that. And it's just like, nobody's really listening to their bodies and taking care of their bodies, and the news and stuff is not promoting it either.
Right.
Like, they not promoting, you know, healthy eating. They're not promoting, like, you know, maintaining a good diet and taking natural herbs and stuff like that. They're promoting, like, you know, the thing that we very much so are against. So it's like, you know, we not on that. Like, you know, so how you feeling? I know I was irritated when, you know, they came back with this whole mask situation and stuff. I was like, oh my God, not again. You know, so how were you feeling about that?
I personally, I feel like I'm in like a Left Behind movie. I grew up in church, okay? I grew up in church. I was Methodist, and, well, I still am, in a sense. And so, like, a lot of the things that I was taught, shout out to Pastor Terrell Persons in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, know that. But when I was taught, it was like, you know, it's so many things is going to be in disguise. And coming into the spiritual realm, I've held on to so many sermons in my heart that this pastor has given me, and I'm grateful that I have them, because walking into the spiritual world, I'm like, oh, y'all need Jesus. There's problems in this world, like, y'all not tapped in, because we were duped when they told us to give away religion. That it was a period of time. I was in like high school, college. It was a lot of energy going towards getting rid of religion, getting rid of the Bible. We had all these Creflo Dollar guys coming into the spotlight, like, I'm buying airplanes and stuff. Like, all this stuff was happening, and we fell for it. We fell for it. All this stuff was on TV. We fell for it, and we gave up religion. Religion is the one leg we have left to stand on against this COVID stuff. Because if y'all don't know, in order to go to work or send your children to school, if you're still sending your kids to school, that's a whole different conversation. But anyway, if you decide to, and they want to do this vaccination stuff, sending a religious letter is the only way you can exempt your children from going to school. Sending religious letters is the only way you can exempt yourself or your children or your business from doing anything. So you guys were duped into giving away religion. Shame on you all. The goal is to open up a church. Everyone should have a trust. And if you don't, get one immediately.
Right.
You don't have to follow the religion that everybody keeps talking about. I don't know what church y'all talking about, because I done went to church in Camden. I went to church in Willingboro, Mount Laurel, Vineland, New Jersey. I've been to church everywhere, and I've never had a pastor do the stuff that y'all see on TV that y'all are regurgitating. And I know a lot of y'all did not have, like, some of y'all did, but a lot of y'all did not. And y'all just following along to what the television told y'all.
Facts.
And point those pastors out and hold them accountable, because they're still human.
Yeah, true.
That's all. That's all y'all had to do. Y'all didn't have to give up the whole religion thing. Y'all was doing too much.
Yeah,
everybody was doing too much.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And that was one of the things that pushed me away, because, you know, I grew up in church. You know, and my grandmom, she kept us in church, and we were going to this really big church up Frankfurt, And it's still there. It still looks the same. And I remember ever since, like, we grew up in this church. Ever since we were children, she had this 2-year plan that if everybody in the church gave $20, she could rebuild this building. And it was a 2-year plan. Then it became a 4-year plan. And needless to say, that damn building is still the same way. And I'm like, I know she got more than enough money to take care of that, because like she's on TV now.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? She got multiple selling books. She's selling CDs. They got, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, how you didn't rebuild their church yet.
And if y'all read the Bible, y'all would know that Jesus even said a church is a building. If I am not in the church, it's nothing. So if there's no God in you and you inside of a building, that does not make it a house of the Lord.
Exactly.
That's why we need to go back to religion, because we just been
to
going
the basics of religion,
to the basics, not whatever it is that y'all believe was whooped into y'all, to the discipline. Right. We are a community that lacks so much discipline, and that's why we don't trust ourselves or each other to make executive decisions on our education, our children's education, or our health care. Y'all don't trust yourselves. Y'all don't bother to educate yourselves. Y'all don't bother to have that self-discipline to say, oh, well, I know that God is not only in me, but he's also in these herbs. And if God is in these herbs, then these herbs can do whatever they need to do for me, because this was put here for me. These individuals on TV and stuff like that, they're not going to pander herbs and stuff to you until they find a way that they can make money off of it, because that's what it's about with them. And you have to know that. Even these guys that are showing up in these white jackets, I learned that when my oldest son was vaccine injured. A lot of us have children that were vaccine injured. There's statistics out here that prove that that's happening. There's also a lot of statistics out here that disapprove. And who are those statistics made by? The people that are researching themselves. Exactly. You're asking the CDC to police themselves, and you think you're going to get the righteous numbers? No, you're not. Think again. These are also human beings with motives and intentions. Be mindful of that. And also be mindful that God is in them too. God is also in the people that are suppressing you and oppressing you. God is everywhere, and God doesn't differentiate between right and wrong. It just goes where it's called. It's an energy. So if these people are utilizing the God in them and they're using it, okay, these people have weird like rituals.
I wouldn't necessarily say that
it's weird stuff going on with these people.
Yeah, they definitely heavy on the weird stuff.
Heavy on the weird stuff, but that's their rituals that they do, and that's their full trust in the God in themselves. So if they're out there doing that, why y'all can't do what y'all supposed to do for yourselves?
Right, facts. I agree 100%. I disagree a little bit with the fact that, you know, God is in everything and everyone, because we have a lot of evil people out here. You know, you got people that don't even believe in God, so to say that God is in someone that, you know, has little belief and they just out here, you know, doing, you know, dirt, like, it's like, you know, where is the God in that person? You know what I'm saying? Then you have people that's out here that portray themselves to have God in them, and they really don't. Like, you feel what I'm saying? They out here utilizing it for all the wrong things, you know what I'm saying? Because not necessarily because you haven't been exposed to, and you've been to a lot of different churches and stuff like that, you may have not been exposed to, you know what I'm saying, that different stuff, but that could be a reason why you haven't been exposed, because you've been all over. But in my situation, like, we went from we were in these churches for long periods of time, to the point where we knew everybody. We knew it was families in these churches, and we went from a really big church to even smaller church, and it just was more drama in a smaller church. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, and then my questions weren't being answered. And even when it comes to religion, like, I feel like religion is it's a minute word, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel as a Muslim, I don't feel like Islam is a religion, you know what I'm saying? I feel like us calling it a religion makes it like a duty, you know what I'm saying? Or makes it like, you know, something for somebody to be like, oh, it's too much, or it's too this, or it's too that. But it's really a lifestyle, you know what I'm saying?
It's a discipline.
It's a whole lifestyle. Like, when you become Muslim and you really get into the studies and stuff like that, you learn that, you know, everything that you learn how to do, you learn to do it over. Like, you know what I'm saying? You learn the correct or different way of doing things, like, you know, a different approach and how to handle things, you know, from the way that you get up in the morning to the way that you brush your teeth, put your clothes on, get out of bed, sleep at night. When you have a nightmare. Like, all of that stuff is all set up and it's all aligned. And that's something that I didn't really find the answers to when I was, like in church and stuff like that. So, it was like questions that I would constantly, ask and stuff. And it was always like, God's ways are not our ways and God's thoughts are not our thoughts. And back then I didn't understand that. But now as a Muslim and learning more and being able to have my questions answered, I understand that. But the way that they were using it was not in the correct term. It was like, I was asking questions against, what they were doing. They was like, oh no, we ain't giving you the details on that. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So it was like, because it wasn't making sense. Y'all telling us one thing, but y'all practicing something else. And that's always been like, a big thing for me, and we always, all of us, like, you know what I'm saying? Me, even as a Muslim, like, I'm not always practicing, like, you feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, only Allah knows what's in my heart.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like one of those things. But yeah, like, I don't really believe that God is at everybody, you know what I'm saying? Because I believe there's some really evil people out here.
Oh yeah, I don't negate that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And when they tap into, like, like, that's why I'm really careful even with, like, because, we out here, we're in the community, we're around a lot of the conscious community and, different people and stuff like that. So you'll be surprised, a lot of the people that we're in cahoots with and we talk to and do business with, they be like witches and they deal with, magic and all that stuff. So I really, as soon as I get an inch thought, like, oh, out, like, I don't mean, like, I'm just going to get away from that because it's too much, you know what I'm saying? And I had a conversation last week with somebody and they was like, oh, well, it's good magic and it's bad magic, and I'm like, but it's magic. Like, why? What is your point? Like, what are you trying to conjure up? Like, just leave it alone.
Yeah, I think it's time and space for everything. And if you it's really about emotional invocation to words. It's about the images that pop up in people's heads when they hear a word. Like when you hear the word God. See, when I hear the word God, I think about energy. Right. And me having the background that I have, I've never been Muslim. I've had Muslim friends, and I was grateful for that experience because they let me in as far as learning about what it is they do. And I am a part of the Moorish Science Temple, so like I do have Islamic views in addition to what I had. Right. And for me, God is an energy. Getting into the Metu Neter literature, when you think about God is that energy that, like, you don't tell yourself to blink, you don't tell yourselves to metamorphosize, you don't tell any of that to do any of that. Yeah. Who does that? He created you like that. That's God. Right. That's the God energy. Absolutely. That's the unconscious energy that does all those things that you don't think twice about. Right. So, like, in my mind, like, an evil person does evil. That's them. That's the evil energy. That has nothing to do with the God in them. They didn't have that conversation with the God in them. You know what I mean? Right. And that doesn't negate God from stopping them from their heart beating or doing all those things, because right and wrong is objective. I could steal, but I stole because I ain't got no money and my kids gotta eat. Right. But it's about intentions. Yeah, definitely heavy on the intentions. That's a lot about what Islam is about as well, like heavy on the intentions. And, yes, intentions is everything, and I think that's the part that people need to be more aware of and start asking themselves, and that's tapping into the God in them. So people now that have God in them, but they're not tapped in. Yeah, they're not tapped in. Yeah, they not tapped in, and it's like when you living in sin and constant sin and stuff like that, it is going to be harder for you. Like, Allah won't cause your heart to heart, and like we had the conversation, about Pharaoh and stuff like that, and they were saying last week on my homie Yam McKay, Philly For Real Radio, we talked about, Pharaoh and how, when they went to him and, asked him to let the people go, and he said no, Allah had heart in his heart, you know what I'm saying, to prevent him to, from saying yes and stuff like that. And that's when the plagues and stuff came. And it's like, after so much sin, your heart is going to be hard, and you need to start doing some good deeds and praying and worshiping and repenting to, loosen that joint up. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So, it's definitely a process. Like, it's definitely a process. So, speaking of, like, the religious exemptions and stuff like that, I do feel like a lot of us, we left off, religion, and it's, it's showing, like, you feel what I'm saying, because there is no religion, like, and when it's with this politics stuff, it's like even crazier, like,
You feel what I'm saying? It's just like the religious is going to be the only way we going to be able to get through.
It's the only way out. It's
Like,
really
it's
the only way out.
way.
You
Like,
don't gotta be Christian. I'm telling you, I understand, because when the Protestants came here, they came here with a decree and they was like, listen, tribal people, be Christian or we gonna kill y'all. And that's the energy we still living off of, because that trauma is genetic. We are holding the traumatic DNA of our ancestors, and that's why a lot of, like how you said about music, magic. Yeah, of course. There's something going on in your tribe. Something happened in your tribe with magic. You don't even know why you feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just like that person who engages in magic, it's something in their tribe. You know, they don't even know why they do it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of our stuff is traumatic because no energy is created or destroyed. It's just sit down, sit down, sit down.
Absolutely.
And I get that when you hear the word church, it's automatically like y'all start thinking of Creflo dollars and slaves and the slave Bible and all that stuff. Understand that we wasn't allowed to read or write English. That doesn't mean we couldn't read or write. We came on to the people, because some of us were already here. There was a lot of tribes that were already here, and the ocean wasn't as big as it is now.
Right.
So, you know, some of us came on a boat, some of us didn't. But the ones that didn't, you know, the ones that did come on a boat, they came here speaking Arabic.
Facts.
So, you know, it's only righteous that they changed our language and they confused us, and then they gave us this book we couldn't read and we weren't allowed to learn how to read, and they gave us sermons, and they were on a pulpit and they were telling us, you be a good slave, you do bop bop bop, you do da 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 da. That's not what the Bible said, y'all.
Right.
We weren't allowed to read it, but now we're allowed to read it, so go read it. You're going to see something totally different.
But even with the
our
Bible
pastors
today,
weren't allowed to read either.
but even with the Bible today, it's like that's why, you know, another thing, you know, like not really a verses, but you know, the Bible today is like English. Like you don't have a Bible that was, you know, from that time. We don't know what the Bible from that time actually said.
And
you feel what I'm saying? It's a lot of books missing. It's a lot of, you know, they have the New Testaments, which takes a whole nother turn. And, you know, as Muslims, we believe, like, you know, we don't believe in the New Testaments at all, because it's just like, you know, they done killed the prophet and did all this other crazy stuff. And
you know
like,
what? I totally respect
bro.
that. I
like,
get into it for, like, the lyrical, like, it's, like, poetic.
Yeah.
More so.
So yeah, it's like, you know, it's kind of a slap in the face or whatever like that, and it low key it's just a lot of stuff that just stand out to you that just don't, you know, it's not making sense. Like, you know, one thing I never understood is why do they wear crosses?
Yeah, that's so weird to me. Because that's like a symbol of death. Why do y'all wear crosses?
853.
Why y'all wear crosses?
803.
It's like
somebody call it.
You're putting death on your body. What is that about?
What is
that's like if I got shot and I'd be mad as hell if I came back and y'all was praising me, but y'all had guns on y'all, like, bro,
the guns that I got walking around with the bullet.
The bullet I got shot with, like, guys, this is weird. Don't do that.
Mad weird. Like,
y'all walking around with traumatic images on y'all bodies. Yes, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
It's a little touchy. It's a little creepy to me.
I highly suggest reading all. There's actually literature out that compares and contrasts all religious books. Because I'm not, you know, I love all religions. I think they're all beautiful, and I agree with you. The Muslim religion does bring like such a discipline that's so refreshing. Like I appreciate the discipline it brings. It feels good when I follow it, like especially the diet and the sleeping and exercising at certain times. Like it's so essential. It's like, dang, I wish I would have had this when I was a kid. Like,
it definitely provides you that structure. Like, and it's like. Yeah, Islam, it just provides that structure.
Yeah, it
like,
does.
You feel what I'm saying? It just makes everything so, like, much simpler. And a lot of people, they look at it like a hardship. But it's like, no, you have to realize that you're human. Like, you know, we were created to fall short so that we could return to Allah and repent and stay in the remembrance of Him. So do that. Like, you feel what I'm saying? It's not
do your time.
Yeah, like, and
we in jail right now. Do your time.
Is so your facts, like, yo, and it's like Islam is so pure because it's like, you know, if you do a bad deed, if you quickly follow it up with a good deed, that bad deed will be wiped out. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, when a lot of people, they join and they don't really do the research and the study, and they join for their reasons and stuff like that. And I'm not, you know, negating that or, you know, trying to put that down, but, you know, I hope that they truly find you know, that structure and what they looking for, because, you know, Allah has different ways of bringing people into the religion and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, however you come in, I would be, I came in through searching. Like, I was trying to search for what was true, and, you know, and honestly, studying my religion, it took me on a whole different route, like, you know, to find out who I truly was. And it's like, I grew up in a public school system, and I thought that, you know, all of our people were here as a result of the slave trade. You know what I'm saying? Studying my religion and who I am, and, you know, really digging into myself, that, you know, put me back into, okay, I'm native to this land. Like, we didn't come over here. Like, we've been here. Like, you feel what I'm saying? It's a whole different slap in the face when you 21 years old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different slap in the face. Like, dang, so I'm
been here for 30,000 years.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dang, so this is not my history. This is my history. And it's like, even though I learned about this history, I learned that it was someone else's history. So it's like a whole different slap in the face. And then it's like, yeah, y'all came over here on slave ships and y'all went through slavery. They came over here and snatched all our stuff and made us slaves. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So it's like a whole different slap in the face.
Right.
And yeah, it's a lot. So getting into this whole vaccine thing, it's another form of slavery.
It really is. It's them trying to repeat the history.
Yes,
it's repeating a pattern with these people.
Exactly. And if you study and you read their history, you will know
this is what they do.
This is what they do.
And we don't even gotta go back that far. We can go 100 years ago.
We don't even gotta go back that far. We can go back to syphilis.
Thank you. Let's go back there.
Period. Let's go back to syphilis.
We was alive during syphilis.
We sure was. Like, how did that get into our communities? Through vaccine, right? Then they just line the guys up and vaccinate them, and, you know, next thing you know, they walking around, they, you know, being intimate, they out here laid up doing what men do, and now our communities is plagued with syphilis. Like, so you feel what I'm saying? So it's like, when is enough? Like, you feel what I'm saying? You know what else I wanted to?
I'm not a fan of integration either, y'all. Fun fact about me, I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it.
We need our own shit. I'm over sitting next to these people.
And it's like, when I say that, certain people are like, I already know. You know, me and I already know the vibes. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like, you know, with other people, and they're not for it, and it just be like, get out of my face.
Yeah. Because when they hear that, they think we're gonna act like the mass have been acting, and no, that's not how I'm coming.
No, that's not.
I believe we can coexist. I'll gladly coexist with you, but I don't like this forceful integration. Like, we need to have our own government, our own land, our own hospitals and education system.
Yep.
These people have been doing us wrong for centuries. To the point
the
where they'll do their own people wrong just to make sure they do us wrong.
Yep.
Like, we don't care that we're miseducating our own people, as long as we ensure that you're miseducated. Like, that's how deep the hatred goes.
Exactly.
That's doing too much.
Yeah, like, even when you study their laws and stuff like that, it's like, you know, the system was designed, you know, against us from the very break. Like, it's designed like how do you come to our land and then make a law stating that we will never be considered citizens?
Well, when you pay attention to history, I love to research and study like European dictators and like, you know, Machiavelli and, you know, Mussolini. Those the ones. Right. And when you study them and you learn about like their methods to their madness and their mentality, it's like slavery was a part of a war tactic. Yes. I come into your land, I'm going to enslave your women and children, and I'm going to kill the men off. If you pay attention and look up, that's what's happening. We're watching our men getting gunned down in the streets, or they're being in prison, which is legal slavery right now. Right. Or they're shipping them off to other countries where they can engage in more slavery over there, because now it's super legal slavery because you're on water or you're on other lands. And our women are dying on hospital tables. They're injecting our kids from the rip with stuff up their feet. Did you know your feet are the gateway to your whole body? And as soon as your child is born, they can't wait to stick a bunch of stuff up his foot.
Right.
Like,
facts.
It's a lot. It's a lot going on.
None of that.
And they constantly like revamping what they do.
Exactly.
And it's all psychological. Like initially they had to beat us. They had to beat us because we still had that I'll mess you up mentality. Right. Like, you're not about to do nothing. Right. There's so many battles that they hidden from us where we were killing these people. Yeah. This was a war. this wasn't they came over here and was like, you slaves now. No, we were at war.
Yeah,
they came over here in warships, not slave ships.
Right.
Let's get it right. That's why most of the ships you can't find, because then they would have to be honest about the fact that they were warships and not slave ships. So they came over here for war, and this is just the aftermath. And in order to keep us from revolting and fighting back and saying, all right, it's time to re-war again, they put themselves in they beat us so well that now they're authority figures. All they gotta do is wear a suit and tie or a white jacket, and we fall.
His story is exactly that. Their story, you know, the story of the oppressors or the people that won. Like, not even necessarily the oppressors, because, you know, sometimes it has been battles that we've won and stuff like that. But, you know, in certain lands that the people do still have rights over and stuff like that. And even those lands are like in a bit of a pit because they own their own. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So yeah, when we do go to own our own, we have to make sure we were 100% lit. We had structure. You feel what I'm saying? Because I just had a conversation not too long ago, and I was like, yo, I'm all for segregation, and they was like, what? You crazy? Da-da-da-da. I'm like, but why not? When they have literally cities and towns and stuff that you could go into, and they call sundown, you know, cities and towns,
and they still exist.
They got them out in Maryland.
They
like,
still
you
exist.
feel what I'm saying? They still exist. When they have things like that set into place, why can't we, you know, have our own city or town where we running things the way that we want to and have our own land? Because at the end of the day, this is our land.
Right. So
what's wrong with us having our own? We can still coexist. We can still, you know, do business. But at the end of the day, our stuff is going to be ran the way that we set for it to be ran. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's enough of us for us to come together and be able to do that. Like, it's more than enough of us. It's just about everybody coming together and doing it and being ready to really stand for what you believe in, because that's where it gets shaky. Like, people be quick to run, they be quick to give up, they be quick to give in, they be quick to tell master what's going on. Like, we need a strong, you know, head on our shoulders to lead our community. You feel what I'm saying? That person needs to be protected. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, absolutely. It's like.
And I be calling out all my leaders, and that includes myself, because even in this conscious community, or even in a community that just wants better, because you got to understand, not all of us want better. Everybody in our tribe ain't with it. You know, some of us are descendants of Sambos and Uncle Toms, and you got to be cool with that. It is what it is. But, you know, for those of us that do, not everybody in that circle is a leader. When I walked into the conscious community, I walked in with the mindset that I was going to be at a table with all leaders. But a lot of the people in the conscious community are looking to be led as well.
Yeah, facts.
And that's okay. That's okay. That just goes to show that it's time for us leaders to really sit at a table together and coordinate something together. Like, one thing that I know irritates me about being out here in Philly is I see my big hitters, I see my leaders, and I love all of y'all, but y'all go against each other.
Yeah,
I don't like that. That don't make sense to me.
Like, I don't like this person. I don't like that person. Why?
Yeah, it don't make sense to me. Or you don't want to work with this person. Or you intentionally have your event on the same day as somebody else, and now they're your competition. Nah, all of us leaders need to sit at a round table one day, you know, roll some blunts, whatever we need to do, and talk about what needs to be done, because these people are looking to us. They come to our events. They give us hundreds of, not thousands of dollars a month. These people are coming to us because they see something from us, and we give it to them.
And they looking for community.
Yes, like, and they're looking for community.
They seekers of knowledge. They seekers of community. They seekers of themselves, for real, because we are dealing with communities of people that don't really know themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I love your business name, Les Nobodies, because it's like, we're a bunch of nobodies searching for ourselves. Like, you feel what I'm saying? What's true to us, and we constantly learning and growing and things like that. So it's like, yeah, when you learn the community that you're dealing with, and you learn that it's a mental thing that we dealing with, and it's like, you know, we have to tap into that mental to like reconstruct that whole joint, because
it's a lot.
Like, yeah, it's a lot.
It's
like,
a lot.
It's to the point where we believe that we each other enemy, and it's like, we're not though. Like, she's not your enemy. Like, yeah, so what? She got a radio show. So what? She's doing this. Show what she's doing that. But at the end of the day, we can do it together and all get money and make it even bigger, make it even broader, like get it out to more people. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't need their media. Like, you feel what I'm saying? We can utilize our own resources and stuff like that. Like, I know I'm actually trying to get a guy to come do an interview. You know what I'm saying? He has his own social media site called Melanated People. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I got that app.
Yes.
Oh, shouts to him. I love that
Yes,
ad.
I love melanated people, and I've been talking back and forth with him, and I'm trying to get him to come out and do, an interview about, how he got it started, and what just got him going, because that's an amazing thing to start, is really bringing our people closer together.
Right.
And I feel like, the way that Facebook censors us and they treat
Yes,
us.
y'all need to get on the
and stuff
melanated
like
people
that.
app.
Yeah,
Yes,
not on
it's
melanated
time.
people.
Get the fuck up. Get off Instagram. Get off Facebook.
Y'all see my face like,
Y'all gotta get off them
Ooh, the
because they're gonna keep
pineapple.
censoring.
Yes, they're
But
gonna
on
always
these-
censor us. But
Yes.
on our own app, we're creating our own media platforms and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, our dollar is a lot bigger than what we portray it. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And they know it, just like, we know the majority, enough of us know for us to be able to tap in and do some stuff. So it's just about, because we have all kinds of little things that we doing all around the city. Sunshine's doing things, I'm doing things, we got Freddie doing things, we got KLX and I'm doing things, we got DJ the singer and Marlena, we got everybody all around the city doing things. But just imagine how big that joint gonna be when we
all
tap
sat
in.
down.
Like, you feel what I'm saying? Because we do got celebrities out here like Gilly, we got Freeway, we got all of them, but they got their own circle. They not coming to our stuff. You feel what I'm saying?
And we gotta stop begging them for stuff.
Yeah,
No, that's their
this.
tribe. They got their tribe. We trying to find ours. So come back and stop reaching out to people like y'all do. Like, this brother really be spending thousands and thousands of dollars just to pay for these celebrities to come sing 2 songs and then leave. They don't speak to you. They ain't smoking with you. They not drinking with you. They don't want to go out to eat with you after. They don't care about you. You just paid all that money just so they come sing 2 songs. They just spend your money for what? That's not love, bro. That's not love. That's a terrible business transaction.
Facts.
And for free, you could have had 20 artists come in.
Yeah.
And we would have brought a way bigger crowd because everybody has their own following.
Artists. You could have did like,
A ticket situation. Let them make money off tickets they sell. Or anything. Or let them bring in their own merchandise. And they make money off of whatever merchandise that they have or whatever.
Right.
That's something that we trying to do with the Flatter Battle. You join the Flatter Battle League, every artist will have their own merchandise.
Right.
So when you come in, not only are you coming in as a performing artist, you're coming in as a vendor.
Right.
You're going to make money off your t-shirts and stuff, but you got to sell yourself because you are the business.
Right.
I'm not here to make money off of y'all. I'm here to show y'all how to make money off yourselves. How do I look like eating if y'all not eating? That looks weird. And I love the fact that you said the names that you said, because those are the individuals that I would like to call out. We got to sit at a table, eat together, and really put some stuff together. You too, Corey. I see you in here. Thank you. You need to come sit at the table too with Rafiq, Stretch. Rafiq got his foot in the door with the education system, and we got to have our kids right. It's good that we looking out for each other, but our children are our future. And I say that with the deepest heart because I have a 15-year-old, and I know this COVID situation is not looking out for my black baby.
Facts.
He's going to need a job for us to go into. He's going to need an education system when he gets older and he has children. I don't want him signing up my grandbabies for no public school education.
Right.
It's not what we about to do. We need to build better for our future. And that's my TED Talk on the situation, y'all. We just need better. We need to sit at the table and come together. I think it would be dope if we had a series of events for like a month. A month of events just back to back. We all sit at the table and we all accumulate this money. And then at the end of that month, we put that money towards buying land. Because at the end of the day, I realized that a lot of us leaders, you, myself, KLX and his lady Mel, a lot of us have children. And bills is our number one issue. A lot of us are money movers because we got to pay that $1,200 rent, $1,600 rent, whatever. But if you move that out of the equation, what else are you doing? What are you struggling about? Because we just provided it to each other. And now we're providing it to the people. We have a place for them to come for real. Now this is a real village. Exactly. It's not us renting out venues no more because now we are the venue.
Yeah, facts. Yes, absolutely. We definitely need, our own space because, it's good. It's fun and dandy renting out these places and stuff like that. But it's like, what do these places really have? They making money. And on top of that, now it's so many places that I've been to and I've held events at, and they made money off of me, but they also made money off of the people that I'm bringing in. You feel what I'm saying? Because of course, the people I'm bringing in, they're going to see the space, they're going to like the space. You know what I'm saying? They're going to want to do it. I don't care if it's a rinky-dink space.
They still somebody's going to like it. Mm-hmm.
Somebody's going to be like, oh, this a little hole in the wall, but we can do this, that, and the third, and you know what I'm saying? And they going to want to rock with it. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah.
And we just giving money right back to them in a major way, because that's that's a lot of money that's coming out at one time in one sitting. And a lot of them require you to have catering. Oh, you got to have all our in-house stuff. That's even more money that we're giving them. When all we got to do is just start our village. Just start the village.
Yeah.
Get out these cities and start the village. That's what I've been talking about all week.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Have me on the village vibes. Like,
for real.
You know what I'm saying? And we can start in the city. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can start in the city and work our way out. Because definitely having land is the goal. You know what I'm saying? I know you recently purchased some land out in Arizona. So how has that been going? And tell us a little bit, like, how you acquired that and how you came across it and stuff like that.
I bought a couple acres out in Arizona. I was just doing research. This is something that I've been praying on for about 6-7 years now. So it's just so dope that it finally happened. Right. I was meeting real estate agents. It was just like a lot of scamming going on. So a trick that I learned was to call the city. When you call the city, you give them the lot number, the longitudes and latitudes, and they can confirm or deny if someone owns that property, if they have a right to sell it, and if there's any zoning laws. So this one guy, he works for the city of Holbrook. He probably, got tired of hearing my voice by the end of the week because I was calling about a bunch of different lands. But that's how I was confirming if this person was legit and if they were really allowed to sell the land and stuff like that. The brother that I ran into, his name is Adam Harrison, and he's on killer land deals. And he actually has land in other places, Arkansas, Nevada, a bunch of other off-grid places, yeah. And just a come back around about this COVID thing. It's not just COVID. A lot of our illnesses come from us living on each other. Mm-hmm. And you got to know that we're in a war with our electromagnetic energy, whether it be these vaccines, the fear factor that's making us exude adrenochrome all day, or, when we go into these places and they got like our hormones going crazy, whether we're angry or sad or scared or whatever, all that is your electromagnetic energy, and it's a war on it. And they want to keep you in a certain state so you're not doing certain things. And the city helps perpetuate that, whether it be the police, the environment that makes it look, a certain way. Like if you walk into a room and the walls is dirty and dingy, it puts you in a certain mood.
Yes,
versus
absolutely.
You being in a clean room, a fireplace maybe, some white furniture. Like all that does something to your mental.
Right.
So keep that in mind when you go outside in the streets and you look at what it looked like. All these like stores all over the place. They're jam-packed on top of each other. Y'all living on top of them. It's trash all in front of them. Like that's doing something to your electromagnetic energy.
Right.
And that's why I talk about us getting out the cities, because on top of that, y'all walking on top of concrete. Concrete don't do nothing for your energy. It's an energy absorber. And then y'all underneath a grid of wires that's creating electromagnetic energy they want you to have. So you're literally in a jail. You're in a box. And you walk into other boxes, whether it be stores, your house, which is another box. The energy flow in the corners where we usually put chairs and stuff up against, there's no energy flow there.
Right.
So we have to be mindful of this war on our energy. It's a spiritual war as well. It's not just physical and it's physically happening. These people are trying to control us on like multitude of levels, and it's working, and we can't keep letting it work. Like they already got us on our energy on a psychological level. Like our minds are so messed up, and we're trying to come out of that. We got to keep growing out of that, and that includes removing ourselves physically from this space.
Absolutely, yes, I definitely agree. Like talk heavy,
Pharmacy school.
Talk heavy. What they saying?
Talking heavy, and it'll also help with this gun violence, which is also something we're supposed to be talking about today too. My girlfriend, actually, it was a situation that happened a couple doors down from her house yesterday. Somebody was shooting, and that just comes back down to the same thing. It's a war on our energy, and a lot of stuff that we've been putting on our televisions and our music and stuff, it conditions us.
Yes, absolutely, I agree.
And our enemy knows our energy. Our enemy knows how to control us. They know more about us than we know about ourselves because they got our history.
Exactly.
So you have to move like that.
Yes.
They're conditioning. There's a reason why only certain music makes it to the radio airwaves. They create an electromagnetic energy with that violent music, with them violent movies, with that aggression, with that, be ashamed if you have children, because you're not allowed to have children.
Right.
You shouldn't have friends. You don't need to love your brother. You need to shoot him, kill him, steal from him. He's your competition. Same thing with these women. These women should be hitting each other, stealing each other's men, being combative, being possessive over the man, putting down the man, or lifting him up to the point where it's like ridiculous. Like it's just like it's no balance. It's no balance here.
Just why?
And it's a reason why that stuff is being exerted to feed us and condition us to carry on those mentalities and that energy.
So
and we got to
never
move
level
ourselves.
up. You know, they doing everything in their power to prevent us from leveling up. Like, even right now, like, both of my devices done cut off. Like, well, that one died. This one just blinked. My whole screen just went blank and cut me completely off. I already know it ain't saved my feed. I already know how they doing.
It's
like,
alright.
You feel what I'm saying? Every time we start talking heavy on this joint, they be like,
oh, we can't have that. Yep.
oh, what they talking about? Oh, they talking about COVID? Oh, they said what? Yeah, we anti-vaxxers.
Yep.
No, we ain't with that.
And they be starting with our babies. Like, I used to hate when my son come home from school, like, oh, we learned about vaccines today. Mind you, my son's never been vaccinated. So I'm like, yo, like, why are y'all Why are y'all in the school learning about this stuff?
Right. Why is this even the topic?
Right. Just
like,
wash your hands.
Yeah, like, why is this even the topic? But yeah, like, you know, the biggest bullies be the doctors. Like, they be the biggest bullies. Like, and it's so annoying. You feel what I'm saying? Like, my thing is, you know, they always talk about, the land of the free and the land of opportunities and stuff like that. So what happened to, you know, freedom of speech and freedom of will? Like, you know, we can do whatever we want to do. If I choose not to vaccinate, you know, let me not vaccinate. Let me be great. Like, you feel what I'm saying? They be on some stuff like, oh, well, you're going to die. Like, what? Like, it be so crazy. And it's like, they prove my point a lot of times. Like, one of the last times I took my children to the hospital, you know, it was a Russian doctor in there, and she was like trying to push for me to vaccinate. And mind you, I'm 5 kids and my oldest is 12. I'm not new to this. I'm true to it. You feel what I'm saying? So she's like pushing for me to vaccinate. And I'm like, listen, man, you know, she's like, where are you from? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because she's reading my children's names, and mind you, my children have, you know, long, outdrawn Muslim names, you know.
As they should.
So, like, you know, they like reading the sentence, and she's like, yeah, where are you from? And I'm like, I'm from right here, Philadelphia. Where are you from? So she's like, I noticed the names. Okay, but where are you from? And how many children you got? Because you trying to tell me what to do with my children. Like, I don't care how much studies you did and all that other stuff. It's nothing like the real experience. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't feel a need, like, with the whole vaccination thing, I feel like it's a 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Like, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, even with the vaccinations, y'all still can catch it. Y'all still can pass it on. Y'all still can die from it. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
The only difference is y'all gave the pharmacy company more power. That's the only thing y'all did different.
Y'all put more money in these people's pockets, and regardless of them saying, oh, it's free, it's free. Trust and believe.
It's not free.
It ain't free.
It's something. It's gonna be commercials like 3 or 4 years down the road. Like, did you receive Pfizer?
Sex. Like, did you start twitching and never stop after the COVID vaccine?
Yeah.
And then the whole breakdown of the vaccine is what got me. It was like, you know, they're injecting something in you that your immune system would, you know, initially fight and, you know, fight off. So they're covering it with something else so that it can go around your immune system, then go into your system and attack your system. Like, what? No.
Yeah, that's not good weightlifting at all.
Yeah, no, this is not
that's
it.
Doing
like,
too much.
You feel what I'm saying?
And like in school, we learned about viruses, like how they only live on surfaces. So if you were clean people, you shouldn't have that issue.
Yeah,
but you know what the issue is? Yeah. We're allowing people that we taught how to bathe to teach us how to be clean.
Facts.
How does that work?
Same people that don't wash their meat.
Yeah, like we already know these people are dirty. So why are you letting them tell you what to do? And this is why I don't like integration.
Yeah, it's like, what?
Nah.
Too much. Like,
Y'all was
I
just
feel
on the
like-
news hyped as hell because y'all learned how to turn bubbles into colors. So all this time when y'all was in the stores, bum rushing, buying a whole bunch of Lysol and bleach and stuff, that's what y'all was in quarantine learning how to do? How to make color bubbles with y'all dish detergent?
bubbles.
This is why we dirty now. And that's why we had bubonic plague, the Spanish Black Death, and everything in between. Because y'all won't clean yourselves and we won't stop integrating with y'all. We need better.
We need better.
We need better.
Yo,
I want to speak to the manager.
Like, yo, like, it's just, it's too much. And it's like, you know, study the history. Like, study the history. And one thing about history is it repeats itself. You feel what I'm saying? These people in their condition and the way that they believe and the way that they operate, it does not change.
If you don't defeat
it does
you will
not
repeat
change.
it.
Yes, we change. We change. We come up with different solutions and ways around this and ways around that, but they don't change. It's like straight to the point. We already know. So it's like, why do we try so hard to be a part of a system that's designated to like just screw us over from the beginning to the end? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Us, our children, like just everybody, and it's just like it's tiresome. You know what I'm saying, to deal with people like that. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I'm definitely big on energy and protecting my peace and my space, you know, and my energy, because it's a lot of energy vampires out here and people that will like literally suck you dry. You feel what I'm saying? For no reason at all, simply because they don't understand your mission and they not for it. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because they believe different. You feel me? And they can't respect the fact that you have a mind of your own and you using it. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Lord, and bless us with these minds for us to just like, you know, not utilize them, not think for ourselves. And you know, he didn't give us free will for us to not choose right from wrong. He put right from wrong right in front of us, so we have a choice.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, come on now, let me choose my choice. It's just like when somebody chooses to do something wrong, they have to deal with the consequences. When somebody chooses to do something right, they deal with the consequences. Let me deal with the consequences of me, you know, being an anti-vaxxer. Let me, you know, be cool with my decision. Like, you know what I'm saying? Respect my decision because I respect yours. You feel me? And that's my biggest thing with being, you know, an anti-vaxxer. It's like, you know, just respect my choice. And, you know, don't try to treat me like an animal because I didn't get no vaccination. It's like, because I'm going to treat you, if you treat me like that, I'm going to treat you like an animal because you got it. Like, you just letting them shoot. What is it? Now I'm going to make you feel like a dummy because I'm going to ask you, so what is it that you allow them to shoot in you? And what does it do? And what's the side effects? And I'm going to break that joint down. And I guarantee you don't even know what's in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And these are the
like,
same people that be complaining at Subway. I don't know what's in my sandwich. You don't know what's in that shot either.
Yo, to be like, yo, these be the same people that eat McDonald's.
Right. Exactly. There's a mentality of McDonald's eaters.
Like, that is like really a mentality. Like,
it's a mentality.
How is dog food at this point? Like, and my thing is, everybody out here, they like, get the vaccine, put a condom on it. Why you not wearing condoms?
Do y'all even go to the doctors?
Right, HIV still out here.
When was the last time you had a pap smear?
Yo,
do you check
still out
yourself?
here? Like, heart disease still out here. Eat healthy. Put that cheeseburger down.
Cancer ain't going
Like,
yet.
cancer ain't go nowhere. Clear your body of mucus. Like, alkaline your body. Drink more water. Like, leave
COVID is the least of your worries.
Yo, like,
Because all COVID is doing is finding the part of your body that's already weak, because it's a weak virus.
Yeah.
It's a punk. That's like, I'm a punk, right? So I walk in the room and naturally I'm a bully the smallest person in the room.
Right.
Why? Because I'm scared of the rest of y'all. That's what COVID is. That's what the people who created COVID is too. We get into that later.
Yo, heavy on that though. Like, the same people y'all taking the shot from is the same ones that exposed us to it. So
They just
it's
made
like,
smaller versions of themselves.
Yo, and now they talk about, all right, so before we wrap it up, and we want to talk about the Cosmic Nobodies convention before we wrap it up, but do you know that the new like Delta variant, whatever it is, do you know that the same technology that's used for this like 5G stuff is also called Delta?
Oh, is it? I had already knew about the affiliation between those two. When COVID first started, I was working in healthcare, and RIP to Aisha. She passed away a couple days ago, but this was this nurse that I worked with. And we were always talking about it because every time we drove to work, it was new towers up. Like, a lot, though. It's not like it's a little bit. No, like, it's a whole... Y'all did a whole street last night. Like, it's crazy. And I remember years ago, like 10, 12 years ago, I used to be into Alex Jones and Before It's News. And I remember him talking about those towers that they're building. He's like, you know, whenever the revolution happens, those are the first buildings that need to go because those are what they're using to track us.
Exactly.
So, you know, me and her naturally came up to like, okay, so they're poking at y'all mucus membrane. They making sure y'all breathe this stuff up and it hits where it needs to hit up there. And then if y'all don't take it in that way through the chemtrails, they're going to give it to you in the shop. Because this is something that it just came out that in St. Louis in the 80s, they was spraying the air with chemicals as an experiment because they knew they couldn't get written consent. But because there's like special laws in the air, it's like a gray area where they can spray stuff out there and do whatever they want. And it just trickles down to us.
Right.
But, you know, just the fact that they do stuff like that. And that whole, like, poking my membrane, that just blew me. Like, no, my brain's up there. I don't even like to sniff Afrin. That's not what we finna do.
Like, that joint
it didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's like the most annoying, like, oh my God. I was like...
I never got it done.
I got it done because I went, all right, so.
Oh, you a G.
Funny story. You know I'm not going to go get that willingly.
Right.
Yeah, okay, this was
I'm not going nowhere no more.
Forceful, like, hold me down type stuff. You feel what I'm saying? I was really sick and I didn't know what was going on. And I honestly, I didn't think it was COVID. I already kind of knew, like, you know, it was probably like a kidney infection. So that's what I had. You know, I've always, you know, get kidney infections and stuff like that. So I knew from the pain that, you know, it was kidney infection, but it was a little different. Like, so I was a little worried, like, oh, what, you know, what else could it be or whatever like that. So I went into the hospital or whatever like that. And this is like, you know, during COVID. So I'm in the hospital. I go in overnight. They decide they're going to keep me. You know what I'm saying? They run all my tests and everything. They give me the COVID test. The only way for me to get into the hospital to be seen, I had to have the COVID test. So, okay, I take the COVID test. They run the test. They come back at 4 in the morning, like, oh, you got COVID. It's 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Like, it's literally the next day. I've been on the COVID-free floor all this time. You know, I've been all through the halls of the hospital. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is another reason why it's spreading like crazy. And I seen right there with my own eyes, like, you know, how it's spreading in the hospitals and stuff, because they tested me, and, you know, I'm not sure how long the test takes. But my thing is, if y'all know that this is spreading or whatever like that, and the test takes a while, then y'all should straight quarantine the person when they come in until y'all find out whether they have COVID. Because by now, I'm on the COVID-free floor. I done interact with all, you know, the doctors and nurses. They done came in, you know, without their masks, kiki-kakaing with me, you know what I'm saying? And now they find out I got COVID, and they in there like mummies. And I'm like, y'all full of, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, so, you got it now.
You know me. You know I'm a jerk or whatever like that. So I'm like, listen, I have to use the bathroom. They're like, oh, well, you can't come out on the floor. We're going to move you to the COVID floor. At that point, I was like, oh, no, the hell y'all not. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't that bad. Give me these antibiotics. Because I didn't have any COVID symptoms. Like, I wasn't coughing. I didn't have no fever. Like, it was, you know, it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was receiving the symptoms from, you know, the kidney infection or whatever like that. So, they're like, all right, well, you know, we're going to move this to the COVID floor. And I'm like, no, y'all not. Like, what I got to be here for? Like, because I done been through this before, and I know enough to know, okay, y'all done kept me overnight, y'all done gave me fluids and all that, y'all done gave me the antibiotics I needed, send me home with the rest of my antibiotics. So y'all not sending me to no COVID floor. Like, so they're like, oh, you want to go home? All right, we're going to get your discharge papers together. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, they got my discharge papers together, but in the process, I'm like, listen, I have to use the bathroom. They're like, oh, you can't go out there, you can't go out there. We're going to bring a little potty in here. So a half hour go by, and they did not bring the potty in. So now I'm like, y'all want to play these games?
I'm going to the bathroom.
I'm going to the bathroom. So I walk out in the hallway, girl. The nurse was like, is that the COVID patient? You know I got a kick out of that. Like, I was dying. Like, yo. She was like, is that the COVID patient? You can't be out here. Like, miss, y'all already all done been in my room and everything. Like,
shook my hand and scratched your face. Get out of here.
Like, I done licked your palm and everything. Like, come on, dog. Like, it was like, I'm like, yo, y'all really getting beside yourself. Like, don't tell me I'm no damn COVID patient. Like,
nah, that's not what we got to do.
Yeah, so and it was so funny because when a nurse came in, it was it was a Chinese guy, and the doctor, when he came in to tell me that I had it, he wasn't even like, oh, I'm sorry, that we tested you had COVID. He was like, yo, you got the vid, and I was like, bro, are you serious? It was just like, yo, like, it was just so genuine, and it was like he was my nigga, like telling me like, you got the vid, like. I was dying. I couldn't even take it. I couldn't even take it serious because of the way that he delivered it. Right. It just was like, yeah, man, you got the vid. I got that shit. Yeah, you like, you got it. Like, yo, and I'm like, well, I'm good. They like, well, you good, or you can go home. So they like, yeah, you can't get on no public transportation. Somebody come pick you up. Okay, and y'all gonna make sure it is how? Like, you feel what I'm saying? I walked right out there, and thankfully I wasn't too far from my house or whatever like that. I just walked out, put my mask on, and I got me a ride, went my behind home. I'm like, yo, y'all tripping, like, you know what I'm saying? Even with this mask stuff, it's like, yo, they burning me out. Just when I got over them asking me for masks, here they go now again. So I'm like, you got a mask?
They're trying to bring all that stuff back. I don't know how it's going in New York with them having all those, like, now if you're not vaccinated, you can't go in stores and stuff like that. I don't know if that was... I
hope Philly don't start doing it, because that's going to be so irritating.
That's why I said we got to get out the cities, because you know that these are areas they're going to do it first, because they know who's not vaccinated.
Right. It's so irritating.
We don't want integration, but I'm letting y'all know, it's going to happen regardless. So it can either happen in your power,
exactly,
or it can happen
they already
in spite of you. You got to pick which one. I'm not trying to have it happen in spite of me. Right. That's why I got the win, and I'm glad I got it when I got it, because it's going to happen on my time. I'm going to stop integration on my time. I'm not on y'all time.
Right. Facts.
Because when they do it, they're going to do it in a nasty way.
Yeah, they're going to do it.
It's not going to be how we going to do it.
Yep. So it's like, it's like, come on now.
But it's happening. It's going to happen. It's enough people talking about it, and a lot of these like Karens of the world, they're getting louder and louder, and their voice is just as loud as churches in the politics scene. So white women can say whatever they want, but their men protect them in their community. Yeah. So if they scream loud enough in their yoga pants, things are going to happen.
Right. Facts, like
it's true.
He over there, yo. Like facts, like you feel what I'm saying. But when we start screaming, it's look at the angry black woman. It's
it doesn't matter what we say, and that's why we need our men to step up and go ahead and create that army, create that government. Let's go put some money together and buy some land. We don't gotta be combative. We could just go do it discreetly. But this time we have our army to protect us. Right. See, before we never had protection. Black Wall Street didn't have protection.
They had protection, but
it wasn't on that level.
It wasn't on the level where, and none of us, ever, because anybody that has come to our rescue, even, from among their people, John F. Kennedy, what do he have in common with Martin Luther King? What do he have in common with Malcolm X? What do he have in common with all these different activists that's actually standing up and fighting for, rights and, for us to just be treated as humans, you know what I'm saying? So, they all got headshots. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
by people in a circle.
Yeah, they're taking them out. So it's important for us to stand together and really form that alliance that, okay, this is our leader and this is who we, not worshiping or none of that stuff, but, this is who we're all working together with, you know what I'm saying, who's, leading us, on this journey or whatever like that. But it needs to be somebody strong, and we as a people need to stand up, and we need to, support that person.
And it doesn't have to be
ready to go to war with that person, because if they know that, okay, you touch them, it's going to be a problem, they'll be more cautious. And They knew that. They knew that even with, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, they knew that, and that's why they dug into the community. You feel what I'm saying? And they got their very own to do it. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And even amongst our own, there's going to be a lot of them that we have to take out and we have to keep our eyes on. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And it's like, even with that, I feel like to a certain extent, it's like, if we're not able to reach that person and get them out of that mentality that, they have to overstep us or, they got to, everybody, because everybody has, a lot of people got this. Yeah, if we can't.
My bad.
She said it.
I said it.
I was thinking it and I was going to put it in a little positive, like,
No, we got to be direct. Sometimes we got to kill our own.
Facts.
Sometimes
like, you got to take your own out. Like, it's a sad case, but it is what it is. And if it's going to get us to progress and go to the next stage, then it is what it is. Like, you feel what I'm saying? We welcome it all. You feel what I'm saying? But if you want to be on some other stuff, then we got some other stuff for you. Like, right. And that's just how we have to carry it. It's no more being nice and trying to get along and robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like, no, that's over with. Like, you feel what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff that we're tapped into and that we do that, as, the owners of this land and this being our land, it's like we shouldn't have to partake in it. Like, even something as small as having a driver's license. We don't have to do that. Mm-hmm. This is our land. Paying all these insurances and, taxes on this and taxes on that. No, this is our land. Those taxes should be being paid to us. Mm-hmm. Like, you feel what I'm saying? That's why there's no land, there's no laws on taxes and all that stuff, because the taxes should be being paid to us. Like, you feel what I'm saying? They're on our land, so doing it's business. Just like, mm-hmm. They're on our land doing business and just destroying everything. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
It's like that cousin y'all shouldn't invite it over.
Yo, no, it's like the stepdad from hell.
Yeah.
And your mom dick was tossed.
Right. Like, what are you doing?
Yo, mom, he eating all the fruit snacks. Like,
he dropped all my juices again.
They had this joint, man. My phone died. My phone's always dying, but they had this joint, and this lady is asking this question, and she's like, my ex-husband called and laid me out because I let my current husband use our son's car that he purchased, and he's paying the title and all that. So I told him, drop our son off and, go ahead. And I was supposed to pick him up, but I forgot and overslept. And, he's cussing and fussing and saying, he got the car for our son and not, some grown man to drive. Do y'all think I was wrong for hanging up? First of all, girl, ew.
You are so wrong.
Like, okay, you dead wrong, and you know you wrong. Why you take that baby car for that grown man? He can provide his own car. If he can't, he need to bust it.
First of all, you need better requirements for someone to lay up in your house.
Like how your son got a car and he don't.
Your standards is low. I don't need you to get your life together. Because no grown man should be comfortable doing that.
Exactly.
No grown man should come into someone's house and be like, let me drop your son's car. Nah, get that beta man out of here.
Yo,
that's not what we fit
and
into.
It's like, the role reversal is crazy. I think that's another thing that really got us, stuck in the place that we in, because it's like a heavy role reversal. Like,
our women are very masculine.
Yes, very.
We're not
masculine.
supposed to be.
Like, we don't. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women, they feel they feel a type of way when you say, "Oh, we have a place." We do, just like the men have their place. Like, we are not the same. Yes, we're equal because we're both human beings. Mm-hmm. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But no, they have their role. We have our role. Be comfortable in your role. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Be comfortable as a woman. Like, be comfortable as a man. Like, you feel what I'm saying? It don't matter what you choose to wear on the outside. Just still know your role and know your stance. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Because even as a gay man, you have sisters and you have a mother, and you still have that sense of protection. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? And you still want to protect the women in your family. You feel what I'm saying? You still want to be a man at the end of the day.
Right.
So what's wrong with being okay with that and being satisfied? A lot of people talk this self-love. You can't truly love yourself if you gotta change everything about yourself. If you gotta tap into changing the way you look, though, you know, everything about the way you look, you know what I'm saying? From your hair to your eyes to your nose, you doing this, you doing that, you changing you can't possibly be happy with yourself. That's not self-love. Like, you mutilating yourself, cutting stuff off and adding stuff to here and adding stuff to there, and then God forbid you have a child, your child ain't gonna look nothing like you.
I'm like, who that?
They gonna be like, yo, who kid is that? Like, who boy belong to? Like, you adopted, ain't you? Like, come on,
and how
yo.
how do you have those conversations? Because that baby came from you. That baby has your true DNA.
Right.
But you're
how
not
do you teach your
comfortable
child
with
about self-love
that
when you in that type of predicament? How do you teach, you know, your children? Or, like, I just don't understand. Like, how do you know what I'm saying? It's definitely a conversation that needs to be had and something that needs to be touched on, you know what I'm saying, about loving yourself, you know what I'm saying, and taking care of yourself and, you know, becoming one with yourself, because you are all you have, and you have to save yourself and then your family. You can't save everybody else first and then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, it don't work like that. Like, you have to be true to yourself and one with yourself in order for you to be able to assist and love and care for, you know, other people. So it's like,
right, that's necessary, especially if we're gonna build this village. Everybody gotta be whole people,
especially if we want to get over COVID.
Yes, you gotta be a whole
take
person.
Care about yourself.
Love
Take care of yourself. Yeah, take care of yourself. Even
working 80 hours a week
Yo.
for a company and then wondering why your immune system is down. It's down because you're not sleeping and eating when you're supposed to.
Exactly. Like, y'all, everybody's breaking their neck, and I feel like COVID did open it up. Like, you know, I feel like it's, you know, it's a blessing in COVID, you know what I'm saying, as well as, you know, it's a lot of negative. Like, it's pros and cons, you feel what I'm saying? So, you know, it did open a lot of people's eyes up to see that, you know, we breaking our necks with, you know, well, not me in particular, but a lot of our people, we not
break my necks now.
So, yeah, a lot of our people, you know, they've been breaking their necks for these jobs and working, and, you know, they're slaving hours and hours of labor, you know, for these companies. And then when COVID hit, it's like, yo, like, y'all gotta fend for yourself. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
Reality check for y'all.
It's definitely a reality check. It's heavy on a reality check, and just, you know, making sure that you are your number one priority. Like, you feel what I'm saying? You're your number one priority. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Even as a mother with having children, you still, you know, you still gotta be your number one priority. Right. Because if you not straight, them kids not gonna be straight.
And they can tell when you not straight.
Exactly.
Even when you holding it.
Even when you holding it. And it's been times where my children can tell just by my body language or how I'm dealing with them, because, you know, I'm very, you know, loving and affectionate with my children, but when it's something in my mind is boggled, it's like, all right, y'all, go in the other room. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they feel that, and they know that, because they know how you are genuinely. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So my kids be like, Mom, what's wrong? You okay? Like, and my kids are like, they really touchy and huggy and come lay all on you. So if I'm like, no, back off, they're like, yo, what's up with you? Because any other time you want us to cuddle with you. Like, you feel
is it movie night?
They definitely feel that energy. So when you not right, you know, like they say, happy wife, happy life, but happy mom, happy children as well. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, that's real. You have to make sure that you're taking care of yourself first, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, that hit home for me, because, you know, I was married for, you know, almost 10 years. So, you know, and I completely lost myself in that marriage.
That's what
like, you know what I'm saying? I completely lost myself to the point when I did divorce, it was like, who am I? What do I like? What do I like to do? What do I like to eat? Like, you feel what I'm saying? It was crazy, because, like, I changed my whole lifestyle. Like, you know what I'm saying? For instance, I love goulash and spaghetti. He couldn't stand it. So I haven't had goulash and spaghetti in umpteen years. That was one of the first joints I made. Like, oh, what? Like,
I miss this food.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, yeah, definitely being true to yourself. You feel what I'm saying? And protecting yourself, and you know, drinking water, and, you know, ridding your body of mucus, because mucus is the number one killer that everybody don't know about. Like, mucus is the root to all evil. Like, you feel what I'm saying? That's what holds these illnesses and sicknesses in your body. If you alkaline your body, if you drinking water and flushing your system, you using stuff that's going to clean your body and stuff. And I even say fast. Like, yeah, and fast, because, like, come on, we don't all always eat good. Even the people that eat genuinely eat healthy. They always have a snack or something sweet or something like that. So it's just about cleaning and detoxing your body after you have something like that. And there's so many different ways, from drinking a smoothie and fruit, or just drinking water and flushing that stuff out your system. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so tapping into yourself and taking care of yourself is going to be your best bet with fighting this COVID stuff. I don't care how many masks you wear. I don't care how many vaccinations you get. You know what I'm saying? You still have to take care of yourself. You still have to make sure that you practice in cleanliness and, you know, taking care of your health. Like,
my Uncle Mike just beat COVID. He outside running with beet juice.
Listen, facts. Like, listen, my
around
whole
here.
family caught it. You know, my whole family caught it and beat it. You know, alhamdulillah, nobody, you know, passed away in my family from it. But like, yeah, we had it. Like, and it's not even on no we caught it from each other type stuff. My sister all the way out, they was all the way out in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? And they got sick. Like, you know, me and my children, we got sick during the time I was still married. My ex-husband was working for these like these brothers or whatever, and one of them went, you know, to Bangladesh and got married and came back, and that was during the time of COVID. They boarded back with them. You know what I'm saying? Boarded in my house. We all got sick. Listen, I was pumping every kind of herb and stuff inside me and my kids. I was determined not to take us to the hospital, because that's when they was putting everybody on ventilators. And out of all my children, my youngest son, he caught it the worst. Like, he started to lose weight or whatever like that. He didn't want to eat during the time. He was still breastfed. So, you know, he wasn't even trying to, you know, nurse or whatever like that. But I was like, listen, if you going to take this medicine, I'm going to tell you behind up.
Which one you want?
Straight like that. Straight like that. You feel what I'm saying? I pump that sea moss, that echinacea, that elderberry, like, you feel what I'm saying? Moringa, black seed. I pumped us with all that. And literally in like maybe a week, we started to feel better. By 2 weeks, we was good to go. Everybody was like feeling better and back to themselves. But I knew we had COVID because it was so different. Like, the sickness was completely different from what we usually get. Like, we always get like the average little house cold or you know, stomach bug. That's it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so for that to happen, it was like, oh, I know what this is. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And we gonna fight this joint. And we did. Like, and that was one of my biggest flexes last year. It was
I know, that's right.
You know, healing my family and my children and, you know, my ex-husband from COVID, because like, we had that joint. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But we took really good care of ourselves, and like, you know, I made sure we was drinking plenty of water and fluids, and just, you know, it was hard getting them kids. And then imagine you being sick and them being sick. Like,
right. That's the thing that us moms don't be getting applauded on.
No.
We be sick and we be having to take care of sick boys. Oh,
yo,
God.
facts.
Sick boys.
Yo.
I can't.
Sick boys and sick men.
The worst.
Like, just put them in the closet.
Yeah, like,
just put them in the closet. Like,
just put
for
everything
real.
in a straw.
It be the drama for me. Like, it just be the drama for me. It's just like, they can't do nothing. They don't understand what's going on. They just lose everything. And it's like, bro, so you felt that throw up coming on and you ain't think to go to the toilet? Look.
A request to my men: learn y'all bodies. This is ridiculous.
Yo,
learn y'all bodies, learn y'all stomachs, y'all headaches. Y'all need to learn that stuff.
Yo, a lot of men don't even believe in going to the doctor. They send their girls to the doctor like, oh, you worried? I'm already in. Like, what, bro?
That's why married men live longer, because they have somebody keeping them alive.
Facts. Exactly. Like, because listen, like,
y'all don't listen to yourselves.
My ex-husband, he didn't even have to take his blood pressure medicine. Like, we was on it, like, eating healthy. Like, you know, if his pressure would rise and we knew, like, I used to make the nastiest tea. The nastiest tea, but it would bring his pressure down. Like, I would make, you know, like, black tea with like garlic and like, you know, moringa and you know, maybe hibiscus tea and stuff, but I would add like onion and stuff that's going to help like bring his pressure down. And he would drink it, and I'd just be sitting there like,
I guess it's better than the medicine, because medicine start messing with your kidneys.
Yo, and the crazy part is, last year sometime, or even like, I think maybe the beginning of this year, they just did a study on the medicine that they prescribed for him, You know what I'm saying? That they had prescribed for him to take, you know, a few years ago. They just came out saying that it was some type of issue, or it was causing it was causing some type of issue or whatever. And he was like, "Yo, had I been taking that, it'll probably be this, that, and the third wrong. Like I'm dealing with high blood pressure, and now my liver done going bad. Like it was something like that. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, and with herbs, yo." Ain't no side effects.
you might get a little sleepy if you take too much chamomile lavender. Take your ass to sleep.
Facts.
That's
like
it.
Some melatonin or something. That's it. But
that's it.
Like it's no side effects. And then you'll be surprised. A lot of these medicines, the roots of these medicines be herbs and stuff. A lot of these medicines, the roots to them be herbs and stuff. But then they take some chemical crap and they mix it in, and they turn it into something.
To make it addictive, something you gotta keep using, like, something you become dependent upon.
Mm-hmm.
They're really trying to invade y'all bodies. Y'all gotta know that y'all bodies is a whole universe by itself. And these individuals that create devices to invade y'all body. You gotta think about your cells. Pretend like your cells are humans. And they don't know that there's a world outside of them and they living. And you allowing these people to create other humans and invade your body with them and take over. That's not what we finna do.
Facts.
That don't make no sense.
They tripping with this vaccine and stuff, and it's like, you know, and I have family members that take it, you know, that have it, and they like, so you not, no, I'm cool, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm cool, like, you know, that's your choice, but that's not what I'm finna do. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, just respect it. That'd be the hardest part for me, is when they just can't respect it and they feel the need to go on and on and on. All this whole other stuff about why I should be vaccinated and why I shouldn't be against it. And then they like, yeah, I had it, bro. I had it and I beat it. So they're like, oh, well, you could get it again and get sick and die. Yeah, and so can you.
Right.
With the vaccine. So, like, what's your point, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that remind me of when I had my daughter. One of my daughters, I was in the hospital. And they were trying to get me to do like the blood transfusion. This was my last baby girl, and I'm like, you know, I don't want nobody else's blood. I'll accept the plasma, you know, but I don't want the blood. So they like, the nurse, like, I'm heavy on making them feel stupid and look stupid, you know what I'm saying? So the nurse is like, I would really hate for you to die and your children, your 5 children, don't have a mother to come home to. I said, well, I'm glad I selected a good daddy for him. She was like,
yeah, we're not playing.
She was stuck. She ain't had nothing to say. And I was cracking up like, yo, you gotta see your face.
We're not playing with y'all.
Heavy on the eyes, like, yo, I was like, get out of here, miss. You not triggering me. Like, they would wait till my ex, and then, you know, my ex-husband was older, so they would wait till he leave out the room and try to come at me like, yo, you don't, da, da, da. And I'm like, no, like, y'all not doing me like that. Like, you feel what I'm saying? No. Our word is solid. Like, we sticking to, you know, we sticking to what we sticking to. Does somebody know? Yes? Keep on knocking, but you can't come in. Yeah, I don't know who that is. I'm not expecting nobody, but yes. Thank you so much for coming out and joining us. So real quick, let's talk about the Cosmic Nobodies Convention before we sign off, because that was our whole reason for being here today, to discuss the Cosmic Nobodies Convention, which is August 30th. We're super excited about it. We cannot wait. I know I can't wait for what is the flatter banner? Yes, I'm so excited about that. So do you have like who you got coming out? I know I seen Dre coming out.
Yes, I haven't seen Dre in a minute. So whenever he comes out,
it's like Dre. Yo, you see the new haircut? Like, I'm like, yo, why do you gotta be out here looking like a child, though? Like, when
he did take off like 15 years.
Yo, when he first walked up with the cut, I'm like, bro, I was about to be like, whose son is this? Yes, he definitely took off 15 years. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. You definitely got some hitters on that, Joel.
I got Kron 11 coming through. I'm super hype about him. I got some Jersey hitters coming through. Pointless Efforts. King Kavan, he's coming from New York. Okay. So we got some people coming in. Hopefully, we got our St. Louis gang coming through.
Okay, and it's gonna be at the Sculpture Courtyard, right?
Yeah, 1714 Master Street.
Yeah, that's a really nice venue. Like, that joint is amazing. It's beautiful. And I know that it's even more, beautiful in person because I've just seen pictures. I haven't been able to make it there. So it's going to be my first time at the sculpture courtyard. I'm going to be hyped. Yes. Make sure I'm dressed to impress. So what's the color theme?
Well, I wasn't asking anybody to come in any one color. Just know that the carpet is gold. So if you try and blend in with the carpet, then do your thing. Most people don't.
I'm because I'm going to be doing the interviews, I think I'm going to wear black and gold. Like, I'll probably wear all black with some gold, accent. You know to match this melanin.
Yes, I know that's right. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm super excited about that, Joy. So give us a rundown real quick and let them know where they can find all the information, if any artists or vendors or, how they can contact you.
Yes, we do have openings for anybody that's interested in the flatter battle raps. We still have some slots open for that. In addition to that, we also still have spaces open if anybody wants to volunteer for anything or vend. And you can contact me at Sunshine Monié. That's Sunshine MONIE. Tickets can also be purchased on Eventbrite. The link is in my bio on my Instagram, and that is Sunshine MONIE. Again, the event is August 30th, 11 a.m. to 9. You guys can come in and out the venue as you please because it's like a whole itinerary of things. This event has been created with the intentions of awarding our people for, all their accomplishments that they have done this past year. And also, we have some cool games. I'm bringing Nobody's Bingo. And incorporating the vendors with that. So the vendors will actually have the spaces. So you have to walk up to the vendors, actually speak to the vendors. I've noticed that events that I've been through to all summer, that individuals that come to events, they kind of avoid our vendors, and I don't really like that energy. They're parts of the event just as much as anybody else, and I know we can't always give them money, but that doesn't mean that they're not human because we don't have money.
It's different forms of support.
It's different forms of support, and I'll tell you right now, my best form of support is word of mouth. When somebody takes a post, they take a picture of my stuff on my table and put it online, that's just as important to me as money, if not more important, because I don't care about money.
Right, because you're showing me your support.
Right.
Absolutely.
So we have the Nobody's Bingo
with the
vendors.
That pull up and shop with you and you never see them again. They don't follow you on social media.
They don't tell nobody nothing.
They
don't take no pictures wearing my stuff.
Yeah,
people don't even know the stuff I made. Like, no, that's corny. You're not.
And it's crazy because I know your stuff. So it was somebody came to our open mic last week. I don't remember who it was, but they were sitting there and they was talking, and I'm like, "You got that from Sunshine Monié, didn't you?" They like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, I know my girlfriend stuff."
Yeah, my stuff been traveling. That actually happened to somebody in Atlanta.
369 Mindset and Starseed. I think I'm saying her name right. Okay. Yeah, she had on one of your handpieces, and I'm like, "Oh, that's Sunshine work right there." Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
shout to whom? That's the homie.
Yes, they are amazing. They are. Like, they are a vibe. They came out last week and they were like so amazing. They provided so much energy. Like, we were like, "Yo, y'all should have opened." Like, you know what I'm saying? That was the amazing performance. That was like one of them breathtaking ones. They had everybody like glued to him. Like, what they gonna do next? He got on his head and started singing. We like, Lord. My girlfriend's up some. See, that's why he got 8 babies now. I was dying.
Oh,
yo.
Wow.
I was like, yo, that's crazy. But yeah, that was a lit vibe. Like last week, unfortunately, this week we had to, shut things down, put things on a pause due to the COVID restrictions and the extreme heat. So hopefully next week or the week after the next, we'll be picking things back up. But make sure y'all tap in, tune into Delicacy of Expressions and Talk Heavy Radio. We're live each and every Thursday at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Make sure y'all join us.
Yes.
Shout out to nobody for calling in. Y'all was scared of this conversation.
It's all right. Peace, y'all. Y'all can catch me at Soul Fed.